Good afternoon, happy Tuesday to all of your sunshiny faces. Guys, I'm in bed right now, sitting here, because guys, okay, the weather has seriously been so nice. Tomorrow, I think today was supposed to be a high of like 68, but I don't even know if it got up that high. It was like in the mid 60s or so today. But I was in shorts and a t-shirt today, and it was like so nice out. Honestly, guys, it wasn't like, I was a little chilly. I put my little jacket on when I actually went outside today, because our tree guy is actually supposed to come. I think, yeah, he was either going to come today, possibly. He said he might have enough time, or else he's going to come tomorrow and just finish up, get the couple little tree stump things that we have left in the yard. And then after that, guys, we are, I think, just about ready. We can probably call the fence guy and get our fence guy out here to put up the fence, which is going to be so awesome. So we might, by next week possibly, or I'd say before, probably, hopefully, fingers crossed, guys, before May, right? Because it's the second to last week of April right now. Possibly beginning of May, we will have a fence up. That is my goal, guys. That would be awesome. I think it's a really good goal and a reasonable goal. But I think the only thing really that we need to do is just move. We have some bricks and we've got bricks and rocks that are kind of all stacked up in a spot that we need to move. They're actually, most of the rocks I'm going to be using in the back to do the, what's that called? To do the flower beds, because we don't use we probably should. But I think we did maybe in the front flower bed, but most of our other flower beds do not have the what's that stuff called, the siding stuff that you're supposed to put around a flower bed or whatever, so grass and stuff like that doesn't get in. We used to have it in our front flower bed, but after it pretty much got, well, actually, when our tree in the front fell down, it didn't well, yeah, I guess it fell down, but it pulled the ground up. It actually, it never actually full on came out and fell over, but during a really bad storm, it was lifted up, and the roots started coming up on one side, and so it actually pulled up a lot of the earth with it, and so around that side where the siding for the flower bed was ended up coming out. So actually this last summer I ended up pulling it all out because it was all a mess anyway, and we do have some between ours and our neighbor's driveway one, which our neighbor's driveway actually has a cement kind of thing, that barrier, and we don't have that. So we have a you know, the plasticky stuff that, you know, is the barrier kind of thing to go around that side. And so, yeah, that's, I think, the only two places that we've ever had it. We don't have it in any of the other flower beds, but it's supposed to keep out, you know, what's that stuff called? Weeds and things like that. Which, I'll be honest, though, when we had it in the front yard, it never, in that front flower bed, it didn't work. We still had Creeping Charlie in there all the time. Honestly, though, right now we don't, and I still have to kind of tend to it sometimes, around the outside, but we normally just wind up putting rocks around it. And I know you're supposed to put down the plastic and do all that kind of stuff, and yes, it would probably make the bed wind up being a whole lot easier, but what I found with the plastic is it's a pain in the butt if you ever decide that you want to rip it up. It is not easy to do. And so we had it in our play yard, kind of. We had a little a jungle gym kind of thing in our backyard years and years ago, and Matthew actually ended up pulling it down because it was apparently easy. I think he was maybe in middle school or something like that. He actually ended up tearing the whole thing down. It was on purpose. He didn't do it. It was my parents were going to take it down. I think my dad kind of helped him too, but he ended up just was oh, we don't even play on it anymore and stuff like that, and we were too old and outgrew it and stuff like that, so Matthew ended up pretty much tearing it down. He also took down pretty much all of the fencing in the backyard too. Now thinking about it, he's the kind of the demolisher, but yeah, so he took down most of the stuff in the backyard that was we were gonna take it down anyway. But we had the plastic stuff all where the play yard used to be. No grass grows there because it the plastic is not deep enough for the grass to grow over it now, and it's a pain in the butt to try and pull it up because there's all kinds of other weeds and stuff like that, or like crabgrass and like creeping Charlie, all kinds of other stuff that is grown in that spot, and it's not like, no grass is growing there. So there's some patches that are like kind of coming in, but it's a pain in the butt. So Matthew actually ended up pulling up some of that when they were out there last weekend, but trying to pull up that stuff, like I said, I hate it. I really don't want to put it down just in case we ever decide like, oh, we don't want the flower bed here, we do, or whatever. Behind our garage, I think my mom had some plastic down at one point because we did end up doing, like, there was a flower bed and we had like maybe a seating area or something like that back behind the garage. But now, like, it was the same thing, and now there's like weeds back there and no grass is growing because of the what's it called, the plastic was there, so the grass wasn't taking over. It was all the weeds that were taking over because they were coming up through it. And I've just noticed that, like I said, one, it's a pain to pull up if we ever decide we don't want it there anymore, and two, sometimes weeds still wind up taking over, and then the grass does not wind up coming back in if we don't want it there. So it's not like something that we can just be like, oh, like we just, you know, we'll just plant grass over it or something like that. Like, no, that's probably not going to happen. So like I said, that's one of the things that like I don't want to wind up doing. And the long story to where I was going with all this, guys, we just wind up putting like, we'll do like rocks, like outline kind of thing around the flower bed, which has honestly been working really well. As long as I stay on top of the flower beds though, I don't have a problem really with like grass creeping in or weeds creeping in and stuff like that, and we will like do weed whack and stuff like that. Or like if I notice like, oh, that looks like there's a little patch of grass that's trying to get into the, you know, flower bed, or there's creeping Charlie or whatever, I'll pull the rock up, pull the stuff out, and then put the rock back, and it honestly, it's not that big of a deal. And like I said, we've done both with like the edging stuff for the flower beds. In some places we've done plastic also in some places. I cannot tell you that either of those two things really have an impact. Oh, if it was like my parents also weren't taking the time to like maintain it once it was already taken care of, but for us, never really had a complete great impact. And again, sometimes things happen, like stuff will wind up needing to be pulled up or changed or moved or whatever, and it's a pain in the butt if you ever decide that you want to, you know, change the location of a flower bed, or you want to like move something else. Or one of the spots too that we have right now in our deck, me and my dad were talking about doing a gate, I think I told you guys, now, because there is no, what's that called, no like plastic down, I should have no problem being able to put grass seed in and let the grass come back in that spot. But because the plastic a lot of times wasn't deep enough, it like won't let the grass come back in there, and a lot of times we wind up having problems then where the weeds come back and the grass doesn't wind up coming back. At least, like I said, especially where our old playground was, we kept putting grass seed and kept putting grass seed, and grass will not grow there because that like plastic is still down. But where Matthew had started pulling up the grass already, we put grass seed down. There's already grass seed, like grass coming up where we pulled out the plastic. So at least that's what I've noticed so far. But yeah, so I think that's the one last thing that we need, but our tree guy is coming tomorrow, and so we just have a couple little like tree stumps that need to be like dug up. Like the tree stumps need to be ground up. So once that's done, like I said, we really have one thing left to do until we're actually like done and ready to have the fence put up. The other thing too is that we had a tree in the backyard that fell over a few years ago, and actually did come completely fell over, and actually on our garage, but it pulled up the ground with it. So where that is, we do need to kind of move some of the dirt over and fill in the hole where it was, which isn't really quite as bad. But it did pull up, like I said, some of that earth with it, so we do need to move some of the earth and put it in the hole now, and all that dirt and stuff like that was there. So yeah, once that is done, like I said, I don't know if we really need it to be done before the fence is pulled up, because it doesn't really seem like it's going to have a great big impact on it. We could probably do it after, but my dad did mention that might be something that we need to do. Other than that, guys, we're pretty much good. But guys, the weather today was really nice. It's supposed to be kind of okay tomorrow too, like I think 60s or something like that. Then on Wednesday supposed to be, or Thursday, that's Thursday, supposed to be like 75 again. And then Saturday and Sunday it's supposed to be like cold, like 40s, 50s or something like that, which kind of stinks. But then I think it's supposed to be warm again. So yeah, I honestly, guys, though, have been in like a t-shirt and shorts today, and I've been sitting in my room under my blanket because it's been so comfy. Like, I love, it's like the perfect temperature today where I can be in shorts and a t-shirt and not have to have air conditioning or the windows open and still like be in my bed and be comfortable. Most other times, like even in the winter, because like the heat's on and stuff like that, it'll be too hot for me to do that. Like, I'll wind up sitting in like my clothes or whatever and won't really be like comfortable. I don't know why, I just like being in shorts and a t-shirt and being under my blankets. Like, there's something about, like, it just feels like summer to me like that. Like, it doesn't feel the same in winter when I'm bundled up and under blankets and stuff. So I actually edited 4 vlogs today, guys, because I didn't edit any yesterday. I was going to try and do 2. I told you guys I had to get to some other stuff for my mom, so I ended up doing 4 today, actually during the Cubs game. So yeah, like I said, it was comfy, like, just to sit in my room. Like, it felt like summer, and I feel like it's like so close right now to being like summer weather out. And like today kind of like felt like that for me, like that warm but like kind of still cool, like a cool summer day, like after it rains and stuff like that. So it feels like cool. It's like a cool summer's night, and then like you're under your blankets and it's like nice and cool. I don't know, I just love that kind of feeling. Like, it feels like summer to me, and that's how today felt. I didn't go to bed real early. Well, I went to bed early last night, guys, but I woke up late again today. So I told myself, I was like, as soon as the Cubs game is over and as soon as I'm done editing the last vlog, which both worked so perfectly. I finished both at the same, like both were done at the same time. I finished editing and the Cubs game were both over like at 10 o'clock. And I just finished, actually the vlog is encoding right now. I got this SD card back, which now has more storage because I ended up clearing some of the stuff off that was on here. And it is still early. It's not even 11 o'clock, guys. I'm gonna go take a shower, which I need to take a real quick one, and get to bed. But I need to try and get up earlier. Like, over the weekends, no matter what, like, I'm sleeping like garbage, which stinks. And so these dogs can pass out literally anywhere, but I can't. So and it's not even like I fell asleep like kind of early last night, but I couldn't wake up like this morning. I ended up getting up, like I said, probably sometime after 10 o'clock, which like really stunk because I went to bed, I think I fell asleep by 1 o'clock. And so like I'm getting like way too much sleep, and I felt really tired today, and I feel like that was because of it. But I did make dinner for tonight, and I also got to dishes. I need to do another load or 2 of laundry though, probably. But I also edited today, which was really good. And for some reason too, like when I'm like in the living room, like watching sports and stuff like that, and I'm editing, I feel really like inspired to get stuff done. So that's how I felt today, and I was like, I need to go to bed early. So it's not 11 o'clock, guys, and I'm going to bed now. So I'll see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give it a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.